Assassin's Creed Symbian 9.1 to 9.3. I'll try to touch directly on the game Assassin's Creed for S63rd version. In other words, Symbian from 9.1 to 9.3. What's so exciting about the application? I'll go in order: graphic similarity 3D, moving the main character on 4 sides, availability of inventory, availability of battles, availability of a plot. In the end, back in the early 2010s, I noticed that the version of Assassin's Creed, i.e. Assassin's Creed for the push-button Symbian 9, surprisingly resembles the same Assassin for Android, iOS and some other newer platforms. I'm making a kind of comparison memory. I used materials from other authors on YouTube. IMHO is not prohibited from doing this. I'll try to provide links to what I used. I would like to inform you that another similar game was released for old Symbian 7 to 8. As far as I understand, it happened in 2008. It represents the prehistory of Assassin on PC. The action takes place in medieval cities, Damascus, Jerusalem, etc. The set of functions of the main character can be called wide, jump, several types of strikes, use of shelters. There are few buttons left on the digital block that this Assassin's Creed would not use. I will note that the version for the push-button 9 differs little from the older one. According to the author's observations, of course. I do not take into account the increased resolution here. I think it is obvious anyway. Assassin's Creed Altair's Chronicles Symbian 3. The variation with the expression Altair's Chronicles has an even higher resolution, 640 by 360 pixels. The default orientation of the application is already landscape, i.e. horizontal. I was not at all confused by this. You can play in this format on the push-button 9th Symbian. There are several control elements on the playing field: a stick for moving, buttons for hitting and jumping, a key for changing weapons. I haven't forgotten anything, I guess. Additionally, the hero's health bar, the number of bonuses and a key for showing the text of tasks are displayed on the screen. The number of chapters in the game is 13. The first is coming home, the last is always an end. There is not enough information on the Symbian 3 version, mind you. I will put 2 maps from the DS Altair and the iPhone. Compare and admire. Then assassination targets appear on the screen. The list of targets in the Altair Chronicles is different. I mentioned that this Symbian variation is not supported by 9.4 smartphones with a 3D accelerator, Omnia HDI 8910, Sadio, Vivaz and some others. Similar. There is no talk at all about simpler models like 5230, 5235, 5250 and other members of the series. It would seem that this is quite paradoxical, but reality. I also note the existence of Altair's Chronicles for Windows Phone 7. Assassin's Creed Android. I am adding information about the Android version. In my opinion, the support here is more fun than in the Symbo sensor. A wide range of devices allows you to try out the hit Project Yes title, including those with resolutions of 240 by 320 and 320 by 480 on the screen, with the same dead processors as well. This is the phrase introduced. By the way, Modus abused such a game in the late 2010s and made Assassin's Creed repaired. There is one cache that covers many processors and graphics accelerators. Also an installer, the only one for a bunch of smartphones with all sorts of resolutions. Android is supported by the newer one. Assassin's Creed J2ME. For J2ME, i.e. Java platform, you can find much more than one version of Assassin's Creed. Information about the availability of parts is contradictory, but as far as I understand, Altair's Chronicles was not brought here. I do not hide the fact that I could have started listing the existing variations of Creed in the video. The goal here is different, right? Comparison of similar Assassins for Symbian. I also note, videos about the Assassin's Creed series on the Java platform were also made by other authors, by the way, more than once. I cut off the video and say goodbye.